You're the most productive and disciplined person you know. And you can't be stopped. And people are looking at you wondering, how can you accomplish so much? How are you so productive? And then, one morning you wake up and it's lights out. It's like you completely forgot who you were. There's nothing strong enough in the world to make you do anything of what you used to do. Feeling sluggish, unproductive, feeling like a loser. And you replace every good habits you had with TV, video games, junk food, sleeping later, procrastination. And you're not even questioning the things that you're doing. And you know deep down they're all super self-destructive. But for some reason, you just don't care. I've been in a rut. It lasted long enough. I think I'm on like almost 3 weeks. Almost a month, actually. It's not fun. I don't like it. Just making this video is part of the process of me trying to get out of that rut. I think we all go through them. That's fine. One of the things that I think that is important is actually embracing the rut. Because I think if you try to break the cycle too early, you'll just end up hating everything you do. I've tried to record this video 3 times already. Every time it gets deleted after editing. But I think it's part of the process too. You embrace your rut, and then at some point, all the little things you do actually works. The biggest thing when you're in a rut, for me, is taking action even if you're not motivated. If you wait for motivation and inspiration to come, nothing will ever happen. It's like a loop. Sometimes you'll get motivation and you'll get inspiration, you'll take action, but they don't necessarily come in the same order every time. One thing I do when I'm in a rut is I try to put myself back to what made me happy. Because I know that's not me. I'm not a depressive person. I'm not a negative person. And one thing that makes me really happy is paint. And even if you're not an artist, this video still applies to you. I take the example of art because this is my thing. But most definitely, you have something that you do in your life that makes you feel great, that is able to bring you back to that happy place. So when you're in that state of mind, it's just a matter of remembering, what is that thing? I have no inspiration. I don't know what to do. I'm not even motivated. One of the things that I do, I go to my go-to, skulls. I always love skulls. Skulls are a staple in the tattooing imagery. And I have an ease to draw them because I drew them often. So I started sketching skulls. It's not even real, or I didn't take a real picture. I don't care. So I have 1/3 front view and a third one right here. They're not even centered properly on the canvas. Usually I like to be everything to be just so. And this canvas I've had for a long time. It's a little bit dirty. This exercise is just to get me out of that rut. And just by starting this video, I'm getting the motivation right now that I need. I feel my state of mind changing as this is going for 8 minutes now. So I sketched this, and what I decided to do is I want something really colorful. 3 skulls. It's gonna be 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 pink. So I got that figured out. Even if I'm not motivated, this is what I'm doing. I'm not gonna sidetrack from this. I think that if you want to get out of that rut, you need to set rules. It needs to be structure. And so even if you don't feel like doing it, even if you're not motivated, you don't have inspiration, you know the rules to follow. So of course it takes discipline. It makes it much easier to get started when you have clear guidelines and rules. It's like putting your brain on cruise control. You don't really have to think much. You just need to follow your own rules. Creating something, even if you're not an artist, no one should underestimate the power of drawing, doodling, just putting something on paper. You don't need to buy a bunch of brushes and paint and all that stuff. You could just take a pencil and just doodle. It really, really helps. Don't try to tackle something too big the first day that you say, okay, I'm gonna, kick myself in the ass and I'm gonna start doing things again to get out of that state of mind. Small things, really small. First thing I did was shave. I was just, okay, I'm starting to look like now. I feel like I need to do something for me that's gonna feel better. I shaved and I cleaned my apartment. And in between, yes, I did play video game a little bit. But it's just part of it. Embracing the whole process. Just clean your kitchen, bathroom. Get anything that you know it's gonna make you feel good is a great start. You don't need to do huge things. It's like this thing. I just sketched the skulls. I didn't feel like it. I did it anyway. It's a small step. Now I took my colors out. Let's see what happens now. That sensation of guilt that we're not doing enough, that we shouldn't be so unproductive. Life is not a straight line up. I think it's completely normal to feel like shit sometimes for no apparent reasons. And feeling guilty about it just makes it that much harder. It's not always about perfection. When you're trying to get back into that thing you were doing, into that state of mind where, you know, you feel good. I'm not thinking of the perfect colors right now. I'm not thinking, I just have an idea and I'm just rolling with it. The thing we should be doing is taking care of ourselves. Definitely not getting into self-destructive mode. Obviously, eating some cookies and playing video games is not that self-destructive. I get that. But over time, it really messes with your brain. We don't realize how those small things that we do every day, not exercising or eating a little cookie or two, maybe watching a little bit too much TV, they accumulate. It just makes everything worse. Obviously, it's when you're in that state of mind, it's a little bit hard to discipline yourself not to do those things as much as you want to do. That's where we need to be stronger, my friend.
6:30 in the morning, I'm walking Mr. Ori. One thing that just came to mind also is you have to leave room to think. If you always stick your face in your phone when you have 2 seconds, or you try to distract yourself with video games and all these things, foods, alcohol, whatever it is, like I've been trying to do for the past 2 weeks, well, it's gonna be hard to get out of that rut, you know, to start thinking about something else and just thinking about how you would get out of it. I think it's very important to just take time to sit down, even if you don't feel like it. Just sit down, nothing, no lights on, nothing, and just think. Because that's also the thing. It's so easy to just stew in it and do nothing and just make it last forever. And it does weigh on your shoulders over time. I hate feeling this way.
I started editing this video and I realized that I don't really have a complete answer for it. It's like me in real time trying to figure it out. That is quite interesting. Although this is 3 days after shooting the whole thing, I procrastinated so much. And I was trying to come up with a good ending, something useful, helpful, because that's the whole point of me doing this, is figuring out myself and in the same time trying to help you out and trying maybe inspire you to do the same, or, you know, try to figure out ways to get out of your ruddy state of mind. And of course, this is different for everybody. What works for me might not work for you. This painting did not get any further. So the whole process of making this video and starting this painting, yes, I can't say after 3 days I'm completely out of my rut. Yeah, I'm not out of it 100%, but I can definitely say that it improved my state of mind much more than I thought it would. I even did an interview today with 2 students in journalism. It was super nice. They had a project about tattooing and they wanted to ask me questions about the industry. Usually that kind of stuff I would have said no, but I kind of kicked myself in the ass, and you know what, just you're gonna talk to people, you're gonna enjoy a new conversation, make new connections. It did make me feel good. So taking action, even if you're not motivated or you don't have inspiration, it's the first thing I think that you need to do to get out of that rut. Second thing I would say, go with the flow. Do embrace it. If you really don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything and don't beat yourself up too much. But don't push it to the extreme where you get really depressed. And if a friend calls you out of the blue to go have a coffee, just say yes. Just say yes to things that you wouldn't usually do. It's gonna help you with your mood. I'm pretty sure. It really helped me a lot. Yeah. I feel great. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll speak to you soon.